The Phoenix Police Department and the entire Valley is mourning the loss of veteran police officer Paul Rutherford.
The officer, as you probably know by now, was hit and killed yesterday. He was crossing the street responding to one call from another. And that's what's so heartbreaking about this. It happened while he was doing what he loved, though, right?
Yeah, Phoenix Police Chief Jeri Williams is joining us this morning. And Chief, most importantly, how are you? How is the rest of the department doing and coping with this major loss?
So our folks are broken. When you walk into the precinct, you walk into the station, you can just see the looks on our employees' faces because they're still trying to process this. I think it's fair to say at the end of the day, though, our families are broken too. We've been rallied and supported by the community, from our elected officials to you name it. And what the law enforcement family does when something like this happens, we just envelop each other in care and asking what you need, from the fire chief to different chiefs across the valley to recruits in the academy. So yesterday's telethon, we had fire recruits and police recruits from all over the place who stepped up to raise funds and raise money for the Rutherford family.
Police chiefs from other cities were also here representing,
yes,
as you always do, because it's one big brotherhood. We always hear about
is.
that. Can we talk a little bit about Officer Rutherford? You know, when we hear more now from especially the witnesses who were right there when this all happened.
So he was just truly dependable, made the conscious choice to be a patrol officer for the amount of time that he was there. He was taking care of an accident scene. There was a priority 1 call for service that comes across, and he does what he was supposed to do. I mean, he's going across the street in order to help his partner answer that priority 1 call for service, and he was struck and killed.
What was that priority call?
I heard that it was a subject with a gun call across the street.
What can you tell us about the man? We were just talking off camera. He was on the force for 22 years.
Yes.
Obviously, he could have promoted and moved forward, but he wanted to be out on the streets.
So that says something big about the heart and soul of our officers, and especially Paul Rutherford. He could have chosen to become a detective. He could have chosen to go someplace else. He wanted to be in Maryville Precinct. He wanted to be on that squad, and he wanted to serve our community at the line level, and I think that's commendable.
How is his family coping? We heard with that picture with the grandbaby.
I know. Isn't that adorable?
And you know, as parents, you know, we think of just the family themselves immediately. How are they coping through all this?
They were obviously in pure shock yesterday. So it's heartbreaking for me to see the family. So I go in and I see the family for a quick minute, and then what was even more heartbreaking too for me is seeing how Paul impacted his squad. His squad was very troubled, very broken. One of the most solid supervisors I have out there was his boss, and I just saw the emotion on their faces. So one word: heartbreaking.
Chief, when you talk about the dangers that all police officers face on a day-to-day basis, you never really think of traffic accidents. Is this becoming a problem? And I know the investigation is ongoing, and we don't know whether this was a distracted driver, but is this becoming one of the huge dangers out there because of cell phones and distracted driving for police officers?
So I just think anytime we respond to a call for service, whether it's a traffic accident, a person with a gun, a subject in distress, a domestic violence, in the back of the officer's mind, that's always in the back of their mind, but imagine being their family, right? So every day you leave and you go to work and you put the uniform on, that the families have in the back of their mind that something really tragic could happen, and that's definitely what happened here.
Well, our prayers and our thoughts and our love is all with you guys at the department, of course, with the Rutherford family. Thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Thanks for having us.
I know this wasn't easy, so we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, and our love to his family.
Thanks.